Hello, beautiful people. How are all of you doing today? Hello! Hello! How do you do, chat? Eep check. Got decent eep today. Feeling pretty okay. 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 Right. So we got a new Abyss. Do great because of Hades 2 update. True, actually. I saw that. I saw that this morning when I woke up. Also, chat, I have a fucking... I have a Discord notification that isn't real. Like, Discord has like a 1 in, like, on the icon, but I don't have a notification anywhere. And it's also not there on my laptop. I'm, like, really confused as to why that's that, yeah. Yeah. Stream Hades? Maybe. Maybe. Friend request? I don't have a friend request. It's the shop? The shop can't give you a notification, can it? Doesn't look like it's the shop. I'm confused. It's just... Oh. Oh well. You know what I should do, actually? I don't know why I haven't done it, but I should probably level my Milani weapon at some point. What do you guys think? Perhaps? Sure. You better drink rum with me. What even is this? Way of manifestation. Is a new Genshin event co-op only? There's a new event? Oh, it's probably not here yet. I forgot, is this a craftable or an event look? It's a craftable, right? Or am I an idiot? It's a craftable. Should I craft it then? Hmm. Hmm. I don't have the recipe. Is it a quest reward? Is it a reputation reward? Buy it? I see. Thank you. This one. How many could I even make? I don't actually know. I can't make any. Oh, whoa. That's cringe. How many catalyst billets do I even have? One? That can't be true. Probably have Northland billets. Only have two. Wow, so I only have 3 catalyst billets. Maybe I should do weeklies then. But I kind of don't wanna. Did you already level 10 Shalon and E? Did I? Yeah, I did. Still need to do this, though. Something I said. Mr. Streamer, have you seen this? Oh, yeah. During Void Fantasia, its frequency shield barrier, a Void Barrier will appear for 15 seconds, blocking all damage. This requires 75 attacks to destroy. Night Soul attribute attacks are considered as 3 attacks. Domain version, all res increased to 70%. Destroy the Void Barrier while it exists, and all res will be reduced for some time. During Void Fantasia, will constantly attack, consuming the character's HP upon hit, ignoring shields. If the Void Barrier is not destroyed in time, it will additionally consume HP equal to 60% of max HP plus 3000, and deal massive physical damage to the entire area. Yeah, that seems fucking sick. That seems fucking sick. 75 elemental attacks in 15 seconds. That's fucking amazing. Well, let's do some weeklies, actually. Just elemental attacks, not applications? I think so, yeah. At least. Jesus fucking Christ. At least. Please stop dono balls and tell me the song name. It was, I Am Gonna Claw. Bracket, out your eyes. And drown you to death.
Solidify.
Overruled.
Stabilize.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Gather.
Bring it.
Stabilize.
Off we go. Everybody stand.
Tabarnak. Alright. Saj. He did not get a billet. Also about Cheska V2. Did she get any changes? I heard she didn't. Was I lied to? No? Okay. Why are you asking me my thoughts about a character that didn't get any changes?
Gather.
I didn't get the fucking... I don't want to talk about it.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Quake.
Quake.
Laid bare.
Solidify.
Anyone saw the Genshin Watch mojo of it? Is there a new one?
Gather.
Overruled. I'm going in. Let's light it up.
Oh no. Wait, is it that bad? No billet. Was top 20 strongest characters and no official IC. Where is the Arlecchino boss again? Or over here? Should I really do it on a team like this? Probably not, but I don't care. You gonna pull Chaska? I think so, yeah. Watch it later. Here's a link. Alright. I will.
Adventure time. Afraid? Or do you not even have the courage to be
Stabilize.
afraid? Everybody stand! With these rising flames! Now that's more like it. With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory. Everlasting as the moon, laid bare. When great names echo, bring it.
Stabilize.
Let's light it up. Teamwork is. Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all. Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
No, I didn't get it. Dodge.
Kindness has been seared away. My blade is all that remains. Let's light it up.
Stabilize.
Overruled. I'm going in. Adventure time.
Solidify.
Let's see how strong your resolve truly is.
Okay. Okay. Can I get a billet this time? No. Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Minus 90 resin? Yeah, pretty much. Waiting for Abyss Floor 12 peak content? Don't worry, we're gonna stall more than enough today.
Everybody stand!
I won't let you down, chat. I will not let you down.
Overruled.
Stabilize.
Bring it. I'm going in.
Do you like the ARCHON quest? We'll talk about that. But overall, I'd say, yeah.
Gather.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Let's
I had some issues with it. Mainly with Act 3, but yeah. Is there ARCHON quest spoilers today? Yes, but I'll let you know before we start talking about it. There won't be surprise spoilers.
Stabilize.
everybody stand back.
That was ass. Alright, chat. Time for the most important part of the stream. Are you ready? Stare! Pound! Grant! Woo! Let's go!
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
I'm actually just the GOAT, man. Holy fuck. Stare pound is too powerful. True. Alright, let's do it. Steps? Okay, it's not steps. Meow? Miles? Oh. Caps, I guess? Wonk? I don't know what the fuck a wonk is, but I guess it's supposed to be wonk. It can't be caps. Can it? I feel like this has to be specs. Spec. Oh, case. I'm an idiot. Yes. Alright, alright. Alright. That was not great, but it's okay. We take it. We take it. Let's do the connections. Peace, Pebble, later, Scissors, Round, Cheerio, Bye, Flake, Next, Bracket, Soon, Seed, Victory, Puff, 2 eventually. Peace, Cheerio, Bye. What's the last one? Later. What? Dude, that's fucked up. That should have been a connections, man. That should have been a connections for sure. That should have been a dude. What a fucked thing to do. That is actually fucked. Like that's completely fucked. Flake, pebble, round bracket, victory. Things that come in pairs. Wait. Things that are represented by holding up 2 fingers? Maybe the V in victory? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my, I'm the goat. I'm the goat. Flake, pebble, seed. Puff? I don't fucking know, man. One away. Cheerio? No. Cheerio instead of seed? No, because this wasn't one away. So Cheerio can't be in here, and Puff has to be. I mean, flake also has the meaning of, like, flaking on something. I don't think these have... I don't know. Maybe it's this? Shut up, Windows Update. I don't, dude. I give up. What was it? Wait, but... But it didn't say one away! It didn't say one away! It glitched! What?! I did Puff, Flake, Cheerio, Seed, and it didn't say one away. Did I it did? No, it didn't! It said one away for the one before that, but not for this. Dude, whatever. I actually got... Nah, that's fucked up. Watch VOD? Maybe I'm just fucking delusional. Twitch! Just load already! Thank you. So I did Cheerio, Pebble, Seed, Flake. Cheerio, Flake, Pebble. So that's 3 out of 4. And it didn't say one away. Okay? Like, I'm not delusional here. Apparently there's an ICD on the pop-up for one away, and I did it too fast, so it didn't tell me one away. I am complete. No, I do not accept this as a defeat. This was not a defeat. This does not count. That does not count. That does not count as a defeat. You know it. You know it. Dude, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's actually I know. It's so fucked up. I actually got so fucking... I've been cheated. That's actually completely disgusting. What the fuck, man? Anyways... Wait, have I not? I did this with Nick. Fuck. I did it with Nick yesterday. I think. Yeah, I did. Fuck. I did get this one in one though. I will take credit for actually knowing actually knowing it was official Ascension passive too. It is A1, not A4 though, but still. I can attest he did get the official A. Yeah, I did. What was this again? This was Child. Have I done this? I don't think so, actually. Wait, I'm an idiot. Wait, actually, I think I have. Yeah, I have. Okay. Have I done the quote? Yeah, I did. But this one was easy. It's Shao. And then this one was also really easy. Damn. Alright, chat. Top 20 strongest Genshin Impact characters. How's the like to dislike ratio? Reasonable?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're ranking the best characters in Genshin Impact. We'll be looking at units who deal high damage, buff and heal party members, and have longevity in Genshin's ever-expanding roster and world. Number 20, Kokomi.
In this battle, Gobi's and Gogeisha
I don't think Kogami would make my top 20. I think there was once upon a time she would have, but I don't think she makes it anymore. Hole.
platoons will be decoys.
But I don't think it's like completely unreasonable either. I'm sure we'll see things that are completely unreasonable later on, but I don't think this one is completely unreasonable.
Successful. We will besiege them.
As a descendant of the Sangonomiya clan and divine priestess of Watatsumi Island, Kokomi is a solid 5-star Hydro Catalyst character. At a young age, she's in charge of most affairs on the island. That's how you know not to underestimate her.
This is like such YAP. Like, if you're making a video on in-game power, why are you giving us a backstory? Like, what are you doing, buddy?
It makes sense that someone responsible for keeping so many people happy has one of the game's best healing abilities, to the point where she can sometimes overheal. She also has a wide-reaching elemental skill that easily applies Hydro, meaning she can act as the solitary Hydro unit on certain teams. Plus, the skill's duration can be refreshed by Elemental Burst. Number 19, Xingqiu. The studious yet mischievous Xingqiu is a 4-star Hydro Sword character and the second son of the guild manager of the influential Feiyun Commerce Guild. The sword rain attacks of Xingqiu's Elemental Burst apply Hydro with every third strike, making it among the
at least he made the top 20, okay? At least he made the top 20.
best on-field bursts. The Avid Reader's elemental skill provides multiple elemental particles, can grant additional defense, and inflict Hydro on close opponents. Always striving for chivalry, Xingqiu's in-game description reads that he yearns for justice and fairness for all. But he also has a rebellious side and is sometimes at odds with his family over his commitment to the guild.
安全距離確認。
来航永遠のこの件はわかるかい股間奥義
Number 18.
What the
Zhang
fuck
Ling.
was that? What was that, man? What was that footage? Dude, what? Oh my god.
It's time to introduce you to my latest masterpiece. I call it the most marvelous, multicolored super camping. Boba, get them.
Mama, get them!
A 4-star Pyro Polearm sub-DPS character, Zhang Ling
From
is the
Liyue?
famous head of the Wan
Yo.
restaurant in Liyue, and she runs it with her father.
Displaying her
Mao.
mastery
She's
over
known to be
pyro and
adventurous with her
polearms?
cooking, especially her signature heat and spice, resulting in bold flavors. Zhang Ling has significant AoE elemental burst damage, with her elemental burst Pyronado having powerful pyro application on foes. Even when elemental burst gets swapped out, it retains its damage buffs. Zhang Ling is partnered most commonly with Bennett, as she can snapshot his flat attack buff so that she can use her burst while he is also active.
Oh, Chad, it's a good team.
Number 17, Risley.
Dad's still packing up his stuff.
Risley above Shangling and Singto. That's... True.
So you'll have to give him a minute.
That's all right. He has a long journey ahead after all.
Risley, a 5-star Cryo Catalyst character, has one of the darkest backstories in Genshin Impact, having killed his cruel foster parents to save his adopted siblings. For this, he was exiled to the Fortress of Meropide as a teenager, but he turned pain into power, becoming the fortress's administrator and serving in an aspirational role.
Does he actually have like one of the saddest backstories? Cause like darkest, whatever. The bar isn't very high. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, how is that the darkest backstory? But yeah, I guess. I didn't do that quest yet. Spoilers, what the fuck? True. It depends on what you consider sad. Like, I consider this ranking sad. True. Good point.
role amongst his fellow prisoners. Wriothesley is best utilized in melt or freeze teams as a main DPS. Constant cryo usage is helpful for elemental reactions like freeze. He relies on normal attacks for high-
Wait, chat, wait. I only want people who haven't watched this already to answer, okay? Do you guys think Ayaka is gonna be higher on the list? Or do you guys think she's not gonna be in there at all? I'm, like, actually curious. Most of you guys are thinking yes. Okay, interesting.
high consistent damage, reducing the need to rely on burst cooldowns and his elemental skill. Additionally, Wriothesley can self-heal if his health falls below a certain threshold, and the fact that he can ice bridge across the water makes it easy to get around. Number 16.
Was that C2?
Zajef.
That burst did a lot of damage.
Most of them
Zajef.
are fine. It's
Interesting. I don't think this is unreasonable. I think this is, like, kind of a good take. Farina made Baiju so much better. Like, so much better. I don't know if I would put him in the top 20, but, like, he'd be in contention for the lower spots in the top 20, I think.
just the glaze lilies. They don't come cheap,
Glaze.
especially not fresh ones.
While there are plenty of strong characters in Genshin Impact, there aren't many who can
Why
also
don't you
brag
glaze
about
my
being a
lily?
doctor. We
What?
must admit, though, if our physician had green hair, an albino snake around their shoulders, and aspirations of immortality, we'd probably feel slightly intimidated.
Dude,
The
what?
last thing we need is more anxiety about our
Dude,
medical
what?
appointments. Baizu, the guardian of Kwikwi
Dude,
and owner
what?
of Boo Boo Pharmacy, is a 5-star Dendro Catalyst character utilized best as a
Dude,
support.
what?
Thanks to his elemental skill,
Dude,
Baizu
what?
offers substantial party healing. In addition, his burst deals off-field Dendro application, and his HP scaling is beneficial to both his Dendro buffs and healing. Number 15, Kanich.
Kanich at number 5. I think that's reasonable as well. I think that's, like, fine. The main thing is, like, personally, I struggle to put carries, like, too many carries up there in a strongest characters list. Because, like, you only need 2 carries. But, I mean, he's still fine for sure.
When a character has a grappling hook in his arsenal, you know you're fighting with someone cool. Besides the swinging mobility, Kanich is an ace with the claymore and an athlete that other athletes aspire to. As a proud member of the Scions of the Canopy, exploration and adventure run through his veins. He's capable of spins and mid-air strike attacks, always choosing a practical killing stroke over pretty battle choreography. And once he invokes the Night Soul's blessing, his power is amplified to a whole new level. With his elemental capabilities and top-notch agility, Kanich makes for a strong Dendro DPS with great overworld traversal who's incredibly fun to play.
Okay.
Number 14, Chlorinde.
We must safeguard.
Interesting. Personally, I'm a Chlorinde hater. Okay? Like, I really am. So, I don't think I'd put her in here, but it's fine, I guess.
Guard the dignity of the court.
These aren't bad days. Yeah, like, for Watch Mojo, this is very, very reasonable. It's a lot better than I was expecting. Even with the Prime Virus.
Last resort, we will do so by force.
A 5-star Electro Sword Wielder, Clorinde is renowned as Fontaine's strongest champion duelist. The lightning-quick damage dealer deals fast electro application with her elemental skill and elemental burst, making her an excellent electro applicator.
Raiden is gonna be top 10, you're gonna have to eat your words. I don't disagree with Raiden top 10, though. Raiden, my Hyper Bloom goat. Sorry. 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 Sorry.
On field. Her augmented elemental skill allows her to choose between remaining in place or swerving across the
First, Raiden makes top 10 to 100% not. Like, 100% disagree.
battlefield, making for a quick and unpredictable playstyle. With Clorinde, access is gained to healers who are able to counterbalance the duelist's bond of life acquisition. This allows her to deal augmented normal attacks in rapid succession, all whilst...
In all seriousness, Raiden is a top DPS without Hyper Bloom teams. Top DPS is a very vague term. So I can't really agree or disagree like that. That's sure, I guess. Raiden and ChesseBurgers is very decent. I agree, but that's because ChesseBurgers is kind of the GOAT. Like, I would put ChesseBurgers higher than Raiden if you're only looking at Raiden as a carry. For sure. I'd probably still put Raiden higher overall because of Hyper Bloom, but yeah.
Staying stationary. Clorinde can also self-heal using Impale the Knight, which provides her with spectacular self-sustain while running 3 buffers with only a tiny amount of risk.
Where evil lurks, shoot on sight.
Number 13, Hu Tao.
Wait, they didn't put Hu Tao in the top 10. Okay. Watch Mojo's growing up? Oh my god. Hu Tao at number 13 is like very reasonable. Okay. Okay.
Come with me. I'm Hu Tao, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor Director. Let me help you cross over.
As the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor Director, it's this woman's business to put people...
Chat, you know what I have to do. They played the fucking Hu Tao demo music. Wait, no, is it the teaser music?
Give
Wait,
you
no,
a fright?
it's not this one. It is the demo. My bad, my bad, my bad.
Hey, you sure we're going the right way? Doubt there's any treasure in this creepy place.
This treasure map's now ours. We just follow it all the way.
Hey, wait. Did you just hear something?
Man up. We're just imagining things.
people in the ground. But given she's one of the most potent pyro characters, it's more likely she's cremating her enemies. Her character is entirely focused on those high destruction numbers, making her one of the
I
most
forgot cremating was an actual word, and I was like, what the fuck did he just say?
effective boss killers in Genshin Impact. What she lacks in diverse AoE abilities, she makes up for with stupidly lofty damage. But you have to be careful as her elemental skill drains her HP to deal out those big numbers. She also buffs her team members' crit rate and increases her own pyro damage the lower her health gets. Imagine being so powerful that you have to be careful not to destroy yourself.
Adventurers are our VIP clients after all. We even have coupons for you.
Number 12, Shilonen.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. Too low? I mean, I don't know about that. There's starting to be a lot of really good characters. Like, they're probably gonna put some of the characters above her that should not be above her. But, like, I could probably name 11 characters that are strong enough to reasonably compete with Shilonen. Right? Like. Alright. So, Arlecchino. Farina. Neuvillette. Nahida. Yelan. Kazuha. Sucrose. Bennett, Fischl, Shengling, Singsu. 11. You could name more. You could add Raiden, Kuki. And, like, you can disagree that they're better. Like, that's fine. But it would be reasonable to put them ahead, right? Like, that's the point I'm making. I don't think her being at number 12 is unreasonable at all. Chevreuse too. Yeah, I think Chevreuse, you can make an argument for it, yeah.
Time for a test drive.
Shilonen knows how to come prepared for a fight, and she's got...
Okay, resent, rubber, cement, camping, tent, economic, rent, periodic, event. I'm gonna be vice president to a great extent. I will lament when I'm on your pavement.
The artifact set to back that up. Her arsenal allows for plenty of build options, and she comes with formidable rapid strike and forward kick abilities. And she does it all on rollerblades. Aside from that, Shilonen works great as a healer, but her real power is in her elemental skill that massively buffs your team's elemental damage by shredding enemies' elemental resistance. This makes her one of the best support characters to date and an asset to any team she's a part of. Strong, sexy, well-equipped, and fun, Shilonen is one of Genshin's newest characters, and she's already making a massive
Gatekeep
impact.
girl boss, let's go.
That's for the best. Better lost in the heat of battle than locked away in a jewelry box.
Number 11, Yelan.
Yelan.
Gotcha!
The mystifying, bow-wielding intelligence agent, Yelan is a 5-star Hydro character who alleges to work with the Ministry of Civil Affairs, in spite of the fact that she's not on their list. This isn't the only questionable profession, as she also claims to provide her services to Yansheng.
You think Milani is there? She might be because of recency bias. Although, to be fair, like, Milani is a really good speedrun character, so depending on, like, what you're basing your things on, you could make an argument for her being top 10. I'd probably put her in my top 20, but not in my top 10.
House, but we see right through her disguise. There's no mistaking this incredible sub-DPS character whose talents are of great help when your main DPS characters are experiencing downtime. She's great for overworld exploration with her stealth running elemental skill, and her elemental burst is able to increase the damage of an active character by firing hydro attacks in
You think Fischl will make top 10? I doubt it.
tandem with them.
話が終わりで撤収痛がっちゃいないの
Number 10, Mualani.
This is not too surprising to me.
Surf's Up. Mualani is a
Surf's
5-star Hydro Catalyst character. Surf's Up.
Surf's Up. That's like the, yeah. Surf's Up.
Mualani is a 5-star Hydro Catalyst character and the proud owner of a water sports shop for the people of the Springs. With the proper setup and timing, she's one of the greatest single-target nukes in Genshin Impact. Sharky Bite allows her to mark foes while dishing out increasing damage based on the number of marks. Mualani has front-loaded damage, which means she's a great option for elemental reactions such as Vaporize. The source of her damage comes from Mualani's own HP, which can be stacked effortlessly with weapons, artifacts, and leveling. Or even Hydro Resonance. Another benefit to using the character is her elemental skill, which allows her to travel through water easily.
There's always a shortcut. Get ready to land. Here we are.
Number 9, Raiden Shogun.
At mortal joys and woes, and sees a world.
Like I said earlier, I kind of agree with that. However, I don't think they're even gonna mention Hyper Bloom, and so while I agree with the conclusion, I take issue with the thought process.
Mired in impermanence.
Given that several playable characters are vessels of gods in Genshin Impact's universe, you won't be surprised that there are a couple on this list. Raiden Shogun is the vessel of Beelzebul, the Electro Archon and God of Eternity, who is eternally badass. With a high energy recharge rate, passive electro damage, and some excellent buff chain opportunities, Raiden is a viable main DPS. But as you acquire some characters higher on this list, she quickly swaps into a significant sub-DPS support role. Paired with the right fighters, Raiden greatly increases energy regen and elemental burst damage for the whole group. If you work your combinations right, Raiden fills a slot on many teams nicely.
Paired with the characters like higher than her on the list. Let's see who there is. Well, Naida might be there, so.
Number 8, Alhaitham.
Alhaitham, reasonable. You can play Raiden with Alhaitham. That's reasonable. Yeah, I'd rather play Cookie if you're gonna play Alhaitham, but reasonable.
The mountains. And the birds. Conflict. Peace.
A Dendro Sword user from Sumeru, Alhaitham is a mighty damage dealer and flexible character who can execute every Dendro-related reaction on field. As a member of the Haravatat of the Sumeru Academia, he's in charge of recording their discoveries as well as planning ordinances. The Academia scholars are puzzled by Alhaitham's disinclination to seek greater power, which would seem to clash with his considerable ego. He's been known to fight with others often due to a worldview that puts a great deal of importance on truth and rationality. Those who do clash with him should beware, as this character is capable of dealing considerable single and multi-target damage with speedy Dendro application.
I knew we shouldn't have brought this up with you. I thought my answer was quite engrossing.
Number 7, Zhongli.
Okay. I mean, yeah, Zhongli's reasonable. I think that's fair. I wouldn't put him in my top 10. I think he'd make my top 20 though.
Age of gods and monsters.
Probably.
I wish not for dominion. Yet I cannot watch the common folk suffer.
As the game's updates hit the servers, the Geo element saw one of the most significant damage buffs. And of course, what other Geo user would you pick to have in your party than vassal for the Geo Archon himself, Zhongli? While he might have some relatively low regular attack numbers, you won't be short on Geo to deal out his excellent stackable abilities. Petrifying enemies with his elemental burst while creating shields to buff your HP, plus draining elemental energy off his enemies so he can repeatedly deal damage over a huge area? Damn, Zhongli. What other tricks are you hiding in that long coat? Number 6, Bennett.
6 is a little low for Bennett, that's for sure, but at least he's in the top 10.
Let's light it up! Let's light it up!
Let's light it
Bennett,
up!
the only Benny's Adventure Team member, is an extraordinarily flexible 4-star character who can easily fit into any team composition. The Pyro Sword user was once an abandoned orphan brought up in Mondstadt's Adventurers Guild after an old adventurer found him. All that
Dude,
adventure
what is
must
this team, man? What the fuck am I
have
looking
paid
at?
off because it's made Benny into the powerful character he is now. Benny has one of the
That's so
best
funny.
attack buffers in Genshin Impact, which also yields fast and cheap energy plus healing. He also gathers
My
considerable damage
God,
with his elemental
you
skill,
did.
which is a low cooldown period that makes it possible to spam his elemental burst.
That's gonna hurt in the morning. Yeah, let's light it up!
Number 5,
Clear with it? I don't think I can.
Nahida.
Okay.
It was my birthday.
Reasonable.
After being confined within the sanctuary of Surasthana for an extended period of time, Nahida...
Wait, let's try to guess what the remaining ones are gonna be. Kazuha hasn't been mentioned. Neuvillette hasn't been mentioned. Arlecchino hasn't been mentioned. What's gonna be the last one, though? Farina hasn't been mentioned. Okay, so it's probably those 4.
also known as Lesser Lord Kusanali, is free at last, and she's a force to be reckoned with. The 5-star Dendro Catalyst character is the best Dendro applicator and, as a sub-DPS, deals considerable damage, particularly with C2. She converts Elemental Mastery into crit rate and damage, which makes her highly
Navia? No. Navia's worse than Risley, obviously. What are you talking about?
versatile in that she is able to act in dual roles as both a support and damage dealer. Nahida's elemental skill is lengthy, with only a minor amount of cooldown, and a mark that can be indefinitely applied to a foe following team rotations. It also lets her
Wait,
more
that
easily
means
gather
Ayaka's
materials
not in the
Nova
list.
World.
Oh
Active
my
characters
God.
who are within her elemental burst
Wait,
are granted
okay, unironically though, this is really not that bad. Like, for a Watch Mojo list, I expected so much worse.
massive elemental mastery bonus, raising the efficacy of a team's Dendro reactions. Number 4, Farina.
Are you in direct audience or characters on the stage?
Best utilized in a support role, the complex Farina
Better than KS. Chad, I saw a Twitter post that was like, if British rap is so bad, then explain this. And it was a rap that I think was by Deji, KSI's brother. And I was left speechless. It was like, I don't give a fuck, man. I shit in the urinal. I don't give a shit, man. I fuck in the cubicle. And I was just sitting there like, huh? Huh? What? What am I? What? What? You're lying, it's not real? I'll find it. I'll find it. I will find it right now. Maybe I'm not gonna be able to find it. No, I want to see it. Dude, I don't know, man. I have given up. On many things, including my life at this point. Deji Ungrateful. Wait, it's an actual... Do you think it's on Spotify? Oh my god, it is. Okay, dude, I'm... I don't even know, man. The worst part was he explained it afterwards, yeah. Oh.
Irina de Fontaine is a 5-star Hydro Sword character who has been praised for her mental fortitude. While we first met her as the Hydro Archon, this is later revealed to not be the truth. Now, freed from the curse of immortality, she lives a more humble life as an artistic consultant and actor. In her Usia form, Irina has solid damage scaling and an elemental skill that can be refreshed over and over. She also provides an excellent damage buffer courtesy of her fanfare mechanic so long as a healer is present. HP drain for Furina's party courtesy of her fanfare mechanic so long as a healer is present. HP drain for Furina's party members results in interesting ways of playing with HP fluctuations. Number 3, Arlecchino.
I had to do it.
Head of the House of the Hearth and fourth of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, Arlecchino, codenamed the Knave, is a 5-star Pyro Polearm character best utilized as a main DPS. Father, as she is called by the members of the house, who she, in turn, calls her children, is a self-sufficient character who can be paired with a shielder or a team with 3 buffers. She allows for
I can't unhear the Vermilion version, Rib Bozo.
Simple character building due to the extremely high raw scalings and many buffs that are included in her kit. This, plus her simple, low downtime combos with steady DPS, makes dispatching enemies a joy. Number 2, Kazuha.
And the last line.
They have maybe let it number 1. I think that's
if there's
reasonable.
one wandering samurai to have on your team, Karehara Kazuha certainly slices through the competition. Upon his release, Kazuha quickly became the most desirable damage-dealing Animo party member. He can basically do what Venti can but more affordably, efficiently controlling crowds with his spammable elemental skill. On top of practically being a battery for energy recharge, his passive swirl damage as a sub-DPS also makes him an excellent support character. So when you're trying to maximize damage on a DPS team, Kazuha will always be one of the best contenders.
Nevilet isn't higher than Farina? I think he is, personally.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Neuvillette.
I neither know why I was born in this form, nor do I understand where my long life should take me.
A Hydro main DPS character best...
You only need 2 carries? Yeah, but... Neuvillette is a result of an intern designing a character and no one reviewing it until it goes live. Like, something's just deeply wrong with his design. They forgot to give him a weakness.
Built using charged attacks, 5-star Catalyst user Neuvillette is the leader of the Marcheseau Phantom and the Ludex of Fontaine. He's a recluse in the eyes of the public and appears quite disconnected from human emotion. This aloofness would make sense because, while he may appear human, Neuvillette is the Hydro Dragon Sovereign in reality. His charged attacks have high scaling and a fast tick rate, which means they can potentially deal significant damage. Adding to his mobility in battle, Neuvillette hovers while casting his charge attack.
Like, the main reason why Neuvillette is so good isn't just his damage, which is, like, good to begin with, don't get me wrong. His damage is good. But the main reason why Neuvillette is so good is his AoE and self-sustain, while still having the damage that he does. It's just completely fucked up.
Let the mighty be humbled.
Like, Neuvillette is the only character that makes me question if Singto really is the best unit in the game anymore. I know, Kekwade indeed. Like, yeah.
Who's your favorite character in Genshin Impact?
Your top 20? I don't really wanna. Maybe. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. We're just gonna have undecided list. We're gonna put the characters that, like, definitely could make it all in undecided, and then we'll try to order them. I'll think about Kokomi. Okay, did I skip over any characters that like should be considered? Xianyun. I guess I can think about Xianyun, sure. Where is she? Baiju? Yeah, Baiju. Or he's not out yet, so no. Yai? I mean, sure, I guess. No, I don't think so. Emily, maybe. Child? No. I think that this will be that. So Venti? Sure, we can talk about Venti. Okay, I think I'm gonna take Xiao out because... And I'm gonna take Xianyun out. But I'm gonna leave Farazan in here. I think in the Xiao team, the best unit is either Farina or Farazan. And this is only C6, but like Farazan is actually just so strong. That's C6. Yeah, she just does way too much. Are we assuming that all 4 stars are C6? We will, yeah. Okay, so who is like 100% making it to the top of the list? This. Is this my top 3? Probably. Then the next group of 3 is probably... these 3? Then the next group of 3 is probably... these 3? Then the next group of 3 is probably... these 3? Then the next group of 3 is probably... these 3? Is that 15? The next group of 3 is probably... Yulon should be higher? I don't really think so. I think... double Hydro teams have gotten less prevalent, and double Hydro is most of the time one of Singsaur Yulon plus Farina, not both. So I think the value of Yulon has gone down significantly. Everything but the top 3 is relatively interchangeable. I think the top 3 is also interchangeable. Like, Hoyo has been going out of their way to make carries that have their best teams not use Singto for a while now. Like, pretty much since Alhaitham came out, most of the carries that have been released after are, like, intentionally being designed to not work that well with Singto. And so I think it's completely reasonable to put Singto down now. I won't, but I think it's a reasonable take. The only character here that doesn't use Singto is Neuvillette. I mean, when you look at carries, there's not a lot of them, right? Like, in these, the 15 characters I've already placed, Neuvillette and Arlecchino are the only 2 characters that are, like, strictly carries. Like, yeah, sure, there's not a lot of carries that can't use Singto in here yet, but, like, that's because there's not a lot of carries at all. Anyways. I do think it's time for a carry. Navia, Nilo, ChesseBurgers. That's the next 3. We now have 18. I have to choose 2 characters from this list now. Ooh. It's not Hu Tao, it's not Kogami, it's not Venti, it's not Emilie, it's not Kenichi, it's not Chlorinde, it's not Lenny. It would be 2 of these 4. Part of me really wants to put Farazan up there, because, like, I think people don't realize how broken C6 Farazan is. Like, C6 Farazan is really fucking broken. He's only good for 2 characters. Yeah, that's her problem. I think I'll put Melania Hytham, but I'll make honorable mentions. For... Will she be good for Chaska? No, she won't. I'll make an honorable mentions category for characters that very easily could make other people's top 10 if they were to evaluate based on slightly different criteria. So, like, Farazan, Baiju, Lenny, Venti. I don't think any of these. Maybe there's some of the ones that I didn't, that, like, I really would never put in my top 20 that are in here that other people might consider. Chen Chao. Maybe Child. Yai, I guess. Where is she? Sure. Is Zinzo better in solo Hydro Hyperloom than Farina? I struggled with an all Archon team in current floor 12, but when I swept the Singto, I cleared it easily. Is it because of better Hydro application? Yeah. Singto will be triggering a lot more Hyper Blooms and be a lot more comfortable to play. But if you're playing a proper Quick Bloom team, so a team that can actually take advantage of the Quicken Aura quite well, Farina can be better. On full Archon team, yeah, Singto would be better than Farina, though. Zero cryo units anywhere? True. Rip cryo. These aren't ordered, by the way, the ones in honorable mentions. The ones that, like, the top 20 list is, like, vaguely ordered. Wait, let me check something. Tsaritsa will save Cryo. Real. 100% real. I remember when Cryo was the second best element in the game, when... in 1.0, Hydro was the best, and then Animo. Sorry, chat, I'm checking something out right now. How to buff Cryo, make a Cryo Pharazon? I mean, yeah, that would be helpful. Cryo Pharazon plus Shenhe. Would it even be enough, though? I don't know. Probably not, actually. Cryo Chevalers. Now that's an idea right there. For sure. Leakers time? Not quite. Not quite. Not yet. This is gonna be a longer stream today, though. So that's a good thing, right? Long.
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
You react to the new ZZZ trailer? We can do that later, sure. Actually, how Coomer is it? Do I want to react to it?
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
No? Okay. Never mind then. It's more silly than Coomer. Is it?
Let's go find some treasure.
Yeah? Okay. Wait. Anyways, we let's do something more interesting. Hello, Jamie. How do you do?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm in the good mood today. What about you?
Ready to go on your stream to see what you're cooking up?
I will send you a screenshot.
Okay.
And I can share my screen as well.
Let me pull this up. Okay, so you actually taking this serious. Okay.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I did take it seriously. And okay, so what I did is I basically did them in groups of 3. So it's vaguely ordered from 1 to 20, but not like I'll take some objections. Like yeah. What do you think?
First, okay, hold on 1 second. Does that look good? I don't know how to move this around. Okay, first of all, chat, is the volume good on the Zajef? It's kind of blasting in my ears, not gonna lie, but I don't know how to really fix that.
Aware. Oh no. You can right click my like icon on Discord, and you can turn up or down my Discord volume.
Oh my god! I've just seen there's a stream volume. What does that do? If I right click your video?
Oh, the video? Mean... Okay, no, that's just.
Oh, okay. I thought that was something. I thought that was like how you're supposed to do volume. Okay.
No, but if you right click my icon, you'll see user volume, and you can.
Yeah. That one I always put on 100, and it's still like. You need to do. I need to at least my current setup. I was actually wait. Hold on. Before we get into this conversation, there was something else scuffed with my stream that because I've been streaming for a while. I need to figure out. Yeah, the TTTS. So for some reason, like I enabled TTDS on like subscriptions and shit, but it only works like it's like gotcha. It only works 10% of the time. No, not Thrilling Tales. The text to speech. Yeah, it only works like 10% of the time.
Is it because you put your minimum donation too high?
No. It's like it should work on subscriptions as well, and it works sometimes. Like there's like an English woman I had some saying it's in stream elements, but first of all the volume is super quiet and I don't know how to increase the volume, and the second of all it's like gotcha, like maybe
what are you using? Stream elements?
One person has it. Yeah, stream elements, and then it has like it has that creator overlay kind of thing, and then you add the TTDS thing, you test it, and it works fine in testing, but then when you actually put it into practice and then you get a subscription, it doesn't always work. I don't know.
I mean, I can try to help you out after stream if you want, but I don't know if I'll be very helpful.
I don't know if you use that anyway, so but maybe you do know. Okay, anyway, now that's done. Okay, so we're doing a spontaneous call with Zajef, and basically what Zajef did, I think, is he said he watched a Watch Mojo.
Yeah, Watch Mojo just released their a Genshin video, top 20 strongest Genshin Impact characters.
Okay, so it's like a video of all time, but I guess you
okay. Unironically though, I expected a lot worse. It was a lot more reasonable than I expected. There were some wild things for sure, but like the as a general rule, every character in the top 20 was a good character, which surprised me.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, okay. People in my chat would know. I guess people in your chat might not know, but me personally, I'm not the kind of guy who does like tier lists or rankings or shit like. I just don't even get into it. Okay, I'm watching your stream now, so
yeah.
Just a heads up. So it might be like a streamception, but yeah, I personally just don't even get into those sort of things. So I don't have a list myself.
Yeah,
so
I mean, neither did I. I also usually try to stay away from it, but I was kind of curious, like what mine would look like.
So I guess first of all, it kind of just comes down to how do you define? Wait, is it strength or is it top? What is the clickbait? Top characters?
Top 20 strongest.
Top. Okay, it's a double clickbait. Oh, perfect. Okay. So the first question is like, how are we defining strongest? Like, what does that even mean, really?
The way I think about like character strength is a healthy mix of how strong their strongest teams are and how many teams they can be a part of. and how much both of those things matters. It depends on how I'm feeling on a given day.
Okay. Is it? Because the thing, like, it depends. It's what is it? It's like beauty is the eye of the beholder. Whatever. It's like. I mean, we've talked about this a bunch before, and then I've talked about it like I think when TGS did his like tier list sort of thing, and other people done it. It's like how you look at the game is probably different than how I look at it, and it's not even. It's not even like about like takes or something. It's just about like personal, like what you're interested in. So like, a classic example would be like you or someone else might focus on like what they would recommend to a new player, like get these characters, whatever. Or it might even be slightly older than that. It might be like people, it might be characters you recommend if someone's struggling to clear the abyss, which is like further on down the line. Or then it might be like further on from that, and it's like characters or like stuff that would help them do the abyss easier or whatever. And then it might be like closer to me. And I'm not even at the end. It's like more tryhards than me. But just for example, like me, it would be like characters that would be in the DPS you want to play, the best team, stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm actually like wondering. I'm guessing you'd probably have Singto, maybe Nahida, Fischl, Zhongli lower.
No, I mean, look, okay, so here's the thing. I feel like it's always been a lonely hill for me. I've always said that Zhongli is one of the best characters in the game.
Okay.
Even as like a speedrunner or a tryhard, because not only is he good for like casual players or mobile players, but maybe it's changed a bit now because of what's her name? Shironen kind of directly treading on his toes a bit more, but there's actually a lot of like tryhard teams that even use like Zhongli, and even if you look at the current abyss today, which I was just doing today, like
I
I
haven't
mentioned
done
it in
it
a
yet.
video before. Okay, well I don't want to. Okay, I'll spoil it.
Yeah,
Who
no,
cares
I don't mind.
anyway? Basically, like I mentioned it before, but when I was talking about like Shilonen for like Navia teams, I mentioned that a lot of times where they want to like shield Geo characters and get you to play Geo characters, Geo content, they put those two bosses, and they actually ended up doing that. It's the plunge Geo shield guy, and then it's the
Legatus
golem.
Golem, yeah.
Yeah, that dude. And yeah, stuff like that. Like Zhongli is because his shield break and shit. So basically, it's like he's actually pretty good for defensive utility and offensive utility. But now, obviously, with Shilonen, the offensive utility, she's kind of taken away a lot of that for him. So he's kind of a bit more only defensive, but he still has the shield break thing, and he's still, he's still Zhongli.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, there's a reason he's still relatively high in my list.
Like, if someone put a gun to my head, if I was in America, and they made me like, I don't do tier lists, but I have said like my top 5 characters before, maybe top 4.
What is your top 5, top 4 characters?
It was like if I had to, and I don't want to go further than that because then it would turn into an actual tier list. But the top, I would have said Bennett, Kazuha, Xiangling, and Zhongli. For me.
Interesting.
And then after that, I don't really care because after that is subjective.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of subjective the whole way, but yeah.
So,
for me,
your top character, like your top 4, it excludes carries entirely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, it's like
because the way you look at it is like, what are the strongest characters in terms of making your carry shine? So a carry couldn't be there. Am I understanding correctly?
Well, kind of, but not really. It's just like how I don't know if it's the right word. Is polarizing the right? No, polarizing is not the right word. It's like how. Oh wait, I've used the word before. Isn't it like oppressive? We had that discussion before, didn't we? It was like Bennett and Xiangling, and people like to say like Kazuha with Shilonen is kind of not the same now. Whatever, but at least like Bennett and Xiangling, it's you either have them in your if you're playing certain characters, you either have them in your team or
You don't, and it sucks. True.
yeah, basically. And yeah, for me, they're probably like the top two. Kazuha maybe. Kazuha's grouping is kind of, but then like people are talking about like Shion and whatever. I don't really care. But for yeah, basically for me, Bennett. And I think someone actually talked about this with me. Sorry for yapping, but someone said this yesterday to me when people talking in my chat. They were saying how Xingqiu might be your personal strongest character for you personally, but you might think more kind of more strength wise, you might agree with me that Bennett is the strongest though. But Xingqiu is your personal like
Well,
you know, there's like two different. It's like your personal one, how you see the game, but there's
Bennett
also
is
like
more
who you actually see
irreplaceable
strongest.
because Bennett has less alternatives. But and like that's a fair way to look at it, right? Like you put Bennett's value higher because Bennett doesn't have a real alternative, whereas Singso often has alternatives, and like that's a completely reasonable way to look at it.
Like I would honestly say, like when people talk about, because that like for the last few months there's been like the Farina bandwagon, where people say like Farina is the strongest character in the game. Like I've genuinely tried to think, and there are many teams where Bennett or Xiangling, you basically have to, if you play them if you like them, and if you don't like them, you have to deal with it. You have to play them unless you want to lose a lot of damage. But there was no real team where you have to, where there's a massive dip, where Farina has to be played. She's more of like a icing on the cake sort of character.
Yeah.
Whereas characters like Bennett and Xiangling, you know, they're there's no replacement. They're more like oppressive. Your certain DPSs that you want to play, you kind of quote unquote need them.
Yeah, good teams where you play
there isn't-
Farina. If you replace Farina, it's not that big of a deal. But good teams where you play Bennett, if you replace Bennett, you get gimped.
Exactly, and it's not that I don't want people to like think, oh, you think Farina sucks. It's not that she sucks.
No,
that's a different thing altogether. It's just that it's a difference of like being on the icing on the cake or being like needed, quote unquote needed. And honestly, I don't really know how many of those other characters here are like needed anywhere. I think the closest I could probably get to think of that would be like Nahida in certain Dendro teams, maybe. But that's for me. That's for me why Bennett and Xiangling are stand out. It's because if I try and think, like, you might be able to think of one now, but for most of these other characters, there is no like. Yeah,
playing a
Nilo
Nilo team without Nilo.
Yeah, okay, that's a good one. But then it's kind of cheesy. Like there is kind of. Like it depends if how much you want to count that as a thing.
No,
but,
I
mean, can you think of one? Maybe you might say like Farazan in an Animo team. I don't know.
Yeah, Farazan for sure. But like, there's a like that's why Farazan is in my honorable mentions. Like, I think people heavily underestimate how broken Farazan is.
Do people still?
Yeah, like when people talk about Shao teams, they think that the good characters of the Shao team is like Shao, Xianyun, and Farina. But like the best character in that team is Farazan by far.
Yeah, I think like I remember talking about this with you, but like the difference between Shao, Farazan, Shenyun, Farina, and like Shao, Farazan, Bennett, and like Xiangling, it is not actually as.
Yeah, it's not that big.
Farazan was the character that
Farazan's the goat.
Pushed up Shao.
Yeah.
Like the Shenyun and Farina are more like icing on the cake sort of things.
But yeah, I agree. Farazan is like very, very underestimated for sure.
Yeah, it just comes down to like how much, because obviously she's kind of like a niche sort of thing. So I guess it comes down to like how much
she's niche and she's a lot worse without C6.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, I just did a couple of viewer bases today. I think one of them had C6 for Farazan, one of them didn't, and it wasn't that bad. But yeah, obviously C6 is massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to go into that. I'm sure everyone in your chat and my chat knows how
Yeah.
big of a difference it is. And apparently now she can even use the scroll set, and then you can give tenacity to Farina. So you can do scrolls far as.
Calm down on the cooking right there.
It's not
We're
even
gonna
a
burn down
cook.
the kitchen. Like, let's step back a little.
It's not even a cook. You do scrolls, Farazan, you do Noblesse, Shenyun, and then Tenacity Farina, and then you get a bit of extra damage on your shell. It probably doesn't mean anything in the long run, but it's a third buffing set. It's quite
True.
cool.
Good point. Aware.
I mean, did you want my opinion on Xingqiu? I think. Actually, I don't even know if it is a hot take, to be honest. Is it for me? Like Xingqiu and Yellow are just not as. A lot of the newer characters for like the past like year and a half, they just don't really use that.
Yeah,
Normal
I was
attack
talking with my chat about
Hydro
it. I'll
character.
hide like pretty much since I'll hide them.
And Arcano as well, kind of.
Yeah, but
those two.
Like if you look at before Alhaitham, most carries really like Tsingtao, and after Alhaitham, most carries don't.
Yeah, I was actually talking about that with my chat as well. I was saying that because people are asking, "Oh, why is Farina? I mean, how do you compare Farina versus Xingqiu versus Yaran?" And it's quite interesting. When I was looking at it, I said that if Farina didn't exist, and we still got the current like the DPSs that came out, I think even if Farina didn't exist, Xingqiu and Yaran would still lose relevance because I thought they a lot of the teams that have come out over the past like year, Farina is not actually competing with Xingqiu and Yelan in terms of a slot. It was only like Al Haytham, and then I think like if you have constellations on Farina for Arlecchino, maybe like Siege Rune as well. But there was like, it's just a lot of characters are designed to not want that normal attack Hydro character, I guess. It's just the way they've kind of designed the game. It's like Farina is competing more with like Xiangling and those kind of other non-Hydro types of characters for like the past year. That's how I found it. Xiangling or like, I don't know, Kazuha, Zhongli, whatever.
Candace, true.
Yeah, kind of as well.
Candace,
It's
my
like, almost
goat.
like they've actively gone away from like
Mhm.
DPSs who want that synergy with the like the left clicking hydros. It's
Yeah.
not that they're bad or that they've gotten worse. It's just, you know, the DPSs that they've been releasing just don't. Whether Farina was here or whether Farina wasn't here, they still wouldn't. A lot of them wouldn't really care that much about Xingqiu and Yelan. That's why I don't rate Xingqiu as much. But it's not because I'm glazing Yelan. I don't really rate her that highly either.
Mhm.
If that makes
I mean,
sense.
I agree with the thought process. Like, I have put Tsingtao down from number 1 because of that. But I still put a lot of value in the defensive utility he provides, and I think there's a bit of recency bias in like the idea that just because he's not that synergistic with the new characters, that makes him a lot worse. Like, a lot of people still play the old characters as well.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say he's worse. I'm just saying, like, you know,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying
I
like
get
the
it.
past year and a half of characters. So it's not about them getting bad or worse. It's just about like the relevance, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, someone in my chat is asking. They said Zajef would put VV on Shenyun to buff Farina, whereas Jamie would put Farina on Tom to make Shao do more. That is a good example of two people looking at the game from a different perspective. Yeah, that's like hyper buffing versus spreading out the investment a bit.
I don't think it's really a good example because the reason why my Shenyun is on VV is because I don't want to farm a song set.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see that.
It's not really because I think it's optimal. It's because I don't want to farm a song set or have to swap my Shenyun build when I play her in vape teams.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, you're not the first person to say that today. There's a lot of people complaining these days about not wanting to put their Xiangling on like a Mualani buffing set. 'Cause it's too annoying changing the builds around.
It's so annoying. It really is.
Yeah, which I get. Wait, hold on. Is this list ordered left to right?
Somewhat. Yes.
So is it like a statement why you're putting Neuvillette all the way on the left?
Yes. How does that make you
Have
feel?
you got? I mean, like I said, like this is just content for me. I don't really. I'm not taking it too serious,
Mhm.
but I kind of agree. I think anyone who's like been streaming and like playing on a bunch of different accounts wouldn't underestimate Neuvillette anymore. I guess
Mhm.
you don't really do viewer bases, do you? I know you play on other people's
Not
accounts, but you
really,
don't.
no.
Okay, so you don't like. So for me, I like play on all sorts of scuff teams and then accounts and like help them get 36 star. And the truth is Neuvillette really is that guy, or at least
Yeah.
has been that guy
Neuvillette is him.
where there are like no offense, there are like weaker accounts that like viewers have and he is a lot of his team is just him, and you can get away with scuff teams
Mhm.
and underinvested characters, and you know all the no everyone knows. I don't even need to get into it. You know, like the AOE stuff, healing, all that sorts of shit.
Yeah.
Basically, he really is like a one man army. Now, that's not to a lot of people say these days, they like push back. They're like, "Oh my god, but don't you know that he has his clear times are slower than this character or this character?" Honestly, I don't really care that much. Even as a speedrunner, who
Yeah.
cares?
Like,
Because I think people are
Neuvillette is
missing the
not
point.
really a speedrun character. Not that he's bad
Yeah.
in speedruns, but like, a lot of his power budget is into the fact that his AoE is really good, he has really good like self-sustain, and his teams are pretty versatile. And like, he's still pretty good in speedruns.
Yeah, I think
Like,
just focusing on the
yeah.
damage is missing the point.
Mhm.
Missing the point of why he's like so cracked,
Yeah.
basically. So that I mean I wouldn't necessarily put him at the number one or whatever, but I do agree he's still in like his own sort of for the average player, not for like speedrunners or
Yeah.
whatever, but for most players, he is still like the big me, not there's no big three. Even after
Damn.
like
That's
Mualani and
crazy.
Arlecchino came out.
That's crazy.
Um,
But
And yeah,
fair.
like you said, like you said, his like clear times are not even bad. It's just that a
Mhm.
lot of people, you know, when people are getting edgy, they'll be like, yeah, actually, he's kind of fallen off now. He's not even that good. They say stuff like that. But I think you're missing that. If you say that, I think you're missing the points of
Mhm.
what makes him so strong. Um, I've actually been thinking. When do you think the game started like having noticeable power creep? And like sort of the balance getting a bit out of control. If you even think it has gotten out of control.
I think it's just Neuvillette. Neuvillette release. They
Yeah,
made Neuvillette too strong, and then they realized, wait, fuck. If we want to sell the new characters, we have to like give them some upside that at least like in some situation makes them competitive with Neuvillette.
yeah. For me, I kind of see like because we were talking about it's maybe last stream or the stream before. I think there's like a couple of like significant milestones, but some of them are small milestones. So for me, like the first milestone is small or medium, whatever, was like Kazuha's release. Just because of how like he ended up being like one of the most teams evolved like used him. You know, like for whether it's the grouping or the buffing, whatever,
Yeah.
making CC
I don't actually
less
necessarily agree
cringe.
though, because when Kazuha got released, there weren't that many teams that wanted Kazuha.
No, really? You sure? There was like less teams that didn't want Kazuha than they wanted him. Like Shao, Eula.
No, I mean,
That's
like,
kind of it.
when he was released, there were barely any teams where Kazuha was, like, meaningfully better than Sucrose. It was pretty much only, like, Freeze Ganyu.
Yeah, okay, but then, okay, well,
So I don't think that
but-
Kazuha's impact on the meta really appeared when he came out. It, like, developed over time.
Okay, I can kind of agree with that, but I'm also focusing on like the whole package. So like the quality of life grouping on the skill, plus the buffs, and plus like his overworld presence, and just like him overall as a character. But again, I don't think that's a small power. I don't think that's a massive power creep. I just think that was like a small, noticeable thing. Then there's stuff like Dendro raising the floor of like the casual teams. But for me, like the two major ones, I would agree with you. It was Neuvillette, and then I actually think it's like the artifact sets, which is like Marechaussee Hunter, Golden Troop, and then recently Scrolls set.
That's fair. Yeah, sure.
I think what they've kind of done with the Scrolls set is kind of wild, I guess. And who knows what happens? Like, who knows if we get like someone that enables like Night Soul on non-Natlan characters, and then it'll get even more wild. I don't know if that's... people in chat were saying that what was my thoughts on that yesterday, and I thought that is just never going to happen, because that is going to be maybe even more power creep than Neuvillette, because it just doesn't make sense, because they've balanced Natlan characters around the set, and then they've balanced non-Natlan characters around having weaker artifact sets. So that's why I think that can never happen. But I'm happy to be wrong. You know, if they want to fuck up the game, that's fine.
I'm okay with that. No problem there.
Yeah, I mean, that was my opinion. Was that like character-wise, it's only really like Neuvillette who kind of messed things up. And then like if you want to talk about like the lower investment, like pushing the floor, then if you want to count Nahida, I don't know, but yeah, that's kind of a specific thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's like consolations that I've got stronger over time, but I don't. That doesn't really apply to me. It doesn't really apply to you, does it? So.
Being a guard first.
So where are you putting Xiangling?
Xiangling is...
And also, where did Watch Mojo put Xiangling?
Xiangling was in the top 20, which surprised me. She was at like 15 or something.
Does that surprise you negatively or positively?
Positively, because I don't expect them to put the 5 stars.
Yeah, for sure. Like, so it could go either way. People could either rate Xiangling highly, or they could rate it like a solid 4-star. Yeah, it could go either way. I mean, I've been hearing people saying that Xiangling's bad now, so there's that as well.
She was...
Did they put Hu Tao higher? I don't like the... Okay.
They put Risley higher, they put Hu Tao higher, they put Baiju higher, they put Karaida higher.
That's great.
Official's not on the list at all, Saj.
I wouldn't put... Well... I wouldn't... I honestly don't rate Official that much. I know it's like a blasphemy. Well, she's kind of just... Well, if you're talking about like optimal teams, she's kind of just Aggravate.
She's also really good in Hyperbloom teams.
Okay. Well, those Type Bloom teams are like... Spread, Hyperbloom, the double Electro stuff. I like those teams, don't get me wrong. I advocate that a lot. Like Nahida, Xingqiu, Shinobu, Visual. I advocate that team a lot, but that's kind of the same thing, kind of. It's a bit more of a variation, but same concept. Sure. Which is that she's really good in those...
She's also good in Overload teams.
She's alright. She's
True, actually. Raiden is better.
Future-
Fully M Raiden
think-
is better. You're right. You have a good. You raise a very good point, Jamie. You are so right.
I don't know about that. I was gonna say Raiden, but she's very replaceable in for Overload if there ever comes out a different option because he's only really doing damage and okay, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Who else would I? So I'm just looking at your list sort of thing. I mean, like honestly, a lot of this is
Is
it the right word? Like saying there are no hot takes. It's kind of lukewarm.
yeah.
Like there are a general like list of like 20 characters that people perceive are very strong, and it's just a lot of them are just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Like if you like you said, you were not surprised with what Mojo did. I'm pretty sure if you go onto like any like scuffed website tier list sort of thing, it would be like a to a reasonable accuracy, like 80% of it probably is similar to what you just did. The order might be different, but the general.
Yeah, like I would expect Cookie, Fischl, and Chevreuse to not be in the average
I
top
would
20
expect
list.
Shinobu. I would expect Shinobu and Fischl to be in most lists, honestly.
I think they should be though.
I think they will. I don't know if Chevreuse would, but if you go on a like I don't know, Game 8 or whatever, those kinds of tier lists, like you will see people rate Shinobu and Fischl
Do you
highly.
really think so?
I would be very surprised if there was like a
best Genshin characters.
Less than like 80% was different than yours. Again, it's not about the order, but just about the characters.
And we can take a look at Game 8. That's what you mentioned.
That's just the first like, Google search engine type website that comes up here. Whenever you search anything to do with Genshin.
But yeah, so the highest tier, no Fischl, no Cookie. They're below. Where? Okay.
Wait, hold on. No, they're in the S tier of sub DPS.
Okay, but like there's an SS tier with 6 units in there.
Okay, like, but all those all the characters in the SS, apart from the support ones, the main DPS and sub DPS, you have in your list.
Yes.
So it is kind of the same thing. It's just.
I guess, sure.
Yeah, the support section is. Are we looking at the same one? Yeah, we are looking at the same one. It is roughly the same thing, if you like. The support section is kind of, I don't think you had Kokomi there, or maybe even Baiju there, but yeah, roughly. Also, I don't know what Raiden's the support. Raiden's in all 3 categories. I just realized.
And her highest placement is in the sub DPS category.
Yeah, but with casuals, you don't know. Like people you might, on field Raiden national might be considered sub DPS.
Is it really sub DPS though? Like, look at the other units in sub DPS. Are any of these on fielders? Wait, there's a Navi ID? What the fuck, man? Navi is not in the main DPS. Okay, dude, okay, well, it's fine. Everything is fine. Let's stop looking at it.
Sample team is Raiden national. Oh, Hyperbloom is sub DPS. Okay, if you click on their
Raiden, base. If you click on what this?
If you click on like the icon on the Raiden, then it'll bring up their guide. So I think by sub DPS they mean Hyperbloom. Yeah, okay, these guys might see sub DPS as off field, but I'm sure there are people who would think of sub DPS as like they do less damage than the main DPS. You can go either way depending on like which casual player you ask.
Wait, actually so base though. They have Hyperbloom higher than the other ones. Wait, does GameAid know what they're talking about? Can't wait. Holy. Based.
I mean, maybe it's like search engine optimized. Maybe they seen that a lot of people Google EM. Why would you play EM Raiden? And then they you know, they organized the article by that.
Yeah, it's because of that. I'm sure. Like, apart from a few pretty wild things, like these, this is actually not that bad of a list. Okay, never mind. Diluc is here. Ayato is here.
I mean, that's my point. My point is like anything like below like the like whatever list you go on, like the top tiers or whatever is generally going to be consistent. Once you get like below whatever, then you're starting to get into like variants.
Yeah.
But like there are general like known strong characters that people would that would just happen in like a sort of tier list sort of thing. You know? I don't know what changes with the C0 or C6 sort of stuff, but
Everyone is broken at C6. Wow. So useful.
like I genuinely think you could ask like Chat GPT the top 20 strongest characters, and it would have an accuracy of within like 80% of what you did.
I don't know if ChatGPT
Not to say that you're an AI. I didn't mean that you're a bot.
I don't think ChatGPT is updated like enough for that.
Oh, okay.
Like data's not recent enough, so I doubt it.
I'm just looking at what DPS is. Oh, you have Navia here?
Yeah, I do.
You have Arlecchino, Navia, Al-Haytham, Mualani.
And maybe that, yeah.
Did you just have like a quota of like you just like you've done all like the main supports and then you're like
No, I put all the
recommended
units that I
DPSs?
thought like could potentially be like could potentially make my top 20. And then I just chose 20 from those. These 5 are the 5 that like didn't make the cut that I could have put. I just asked ChatGPT the top 20 strongest Genshin characters, and it said number 1 is Hu Tao, Pog.
No, that might be one guy. I'm sure there is going to be a more accurate. Someone give the list. Someone do it and then give the list. I would bet at least 70% of it is similar to what Zajef did. Okay, forget the honorable mentions. The list, the main list.
What are the 20 strongest Genshin Impact characters?
Oh, it's not updated past 2021.
Raiden, Bennett, Zhongli, Kazuha, Ganyu, Hu Tao, Shao, Yai, Klee, Fischl, Al-Haytham, Ayaka,
No, this is not updated.
Venti,
It's rigged. It's
Diluc,
not updated.
Mona, Nilu. It's Nilu!
Wait, it has Al-Haytham. It is updated past
Ella Child,
2021.
Chi-Chi, Wanderer. Perfect. Nilu.
Chi-Chi, strong healing and cryo application.
Yes.
Nah, that's rigged. That's rigged. Come on, that's not even. What it was clearly updated. It must be like.
It's October 2023 apparently.
Yeah.
These include search in the internet? Really? Okay. Search on the internet for the top 20 strongest Genshin characters.
Or you might have to say like meta. Meta might. I don't know. It might focus it a bit more.
Please give a list anyways. Okay. That's the same list. Never mind.
Okay, I was wrong. Okay.
I'm stronger than an AI! Let's go! Insane.
Okay, so I'm looking at your list again. So what? I guess the honorable does the other mentions matter as much, or is that just like a bit more random?
No, it's not ordered. It's just characters that I thought like some people would probably have in their top 20 if they had different criteria.
So what does Linny, Shalvin?
I mean, Linny, I would expect in your top 20.
No, I wouldn't.
Really?
Honestly, I'm not as tryhard as you think. Like, I'm tryhard myself, but the way I look at the game is not necessarily like that. That you know, I can't explain it, but yeah, I wouldn't like just focus on like stuff like DPS and stuff. Like I know that he's like scuffed and shit, and I also know like he's like stuff like Farina Vape is if you don't have like constellations on Farina, it's very different experience. Honestly, like a lot of your honorable mentions, I wouldn't even have. I wouldn't even consider like some of the strongest, like even like characters I like. Like for me, out of all those honorable mentions, like Farazan is the only one there really that.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
I would say is
the ones that like that for me are the closest are Farazan and Baiju. I was hesitating between Molani Alhaitham, Farazan, and Baiju for who to put on the last two.
Jamie rates Nuvida above Mulan, which is proof that his takes aren't speedrun focused. Yeah, I mean, everyone in the speedrun community knows that Mulan is like clearer of everyone at the moment. But again, yeah, that's just like one part of the game.
To be fair, the fucking Abyss Blessing is kind of has been a little
yeah, but
strong.
that's what people say. But the patch before, the 4.8 patch, she was still clear of everyone, and so far, like this current patch, she is still like clear of everyone, as far as I know, as far as I've seen.
I see.
But that is speedrun for that is like your
Molani is definitely a very good speedrun unit for sure.
She's basically everything about her is basically designed for like sweaty players to just take advantage of. Like just everything about the kit.
Yeah.
But again, that's not. I'm fully aware that that's not for everyone. But yeah, speedrun wise, that's just to like her domain. Not to say she's like twice as fast as every other DPS, but it's just stuff like the forward vape, stuff like the single hit, the hyper carry. You can put all the damage into her. She has like the 6-second skill cooldown. She can build stacks in AoE before the enemies even die. I actually made a video on Mualani yesterday. You might like it. It's like quote unquote free to play friendly. It's like a 3-cost team, and I got 43 seconds.
That's good.
Actually, you probably wouldn't care, but yeah.
That's still good.
Yeah, I'm using like 4-star weapons and shit, but yeah, there's so many things that she does. Like the fact that before enemies die, you can build 1 stack of her E. Stuff like I don't know. There's so many different like nuances that she does. But then again, then there's the discussion like, is she still good for casual players? Because a lot of people say you probably get it. Actually, you don't read user comments, but if you did, you probably get people saying, "Oh yeah, she's good for speed runs," but I wouldn't want to reset in the casual abyss with her. But then I would say, even without resetting, she's probably still is very good for casual players. Because at the end of the day, she still is doing some crazy damage, and she works with
I think
so many
she's
different
good, but I
teammates.
wouldn't say very good. Because, like, she does feel kind of clunky to use. Compared to a lot of more comfortable characters.
Well, compared to Neuvillette, sure, but like you could find Clunk in a lot of in basically any other character, I think. Like for example, Arlecchino. Arlecchino kind of has like no flaws apart from the fact that she can't be healed, but that's like a big flaw for like the average player. It's
Yeah.
a massive flaw. But aside from that, she's like almost perfect as a character.
Sure. Forge. Is that with Craftable? No, that's with it. With a lucky proc.
I found out whilst I was doing my runs recently, but there is actually a big difference between Archaic Petra and Instructor on Xiangling. Which I didn't know before, and I don't know if people realized it, but it's the fact that with Instructor you have to hit the enemy with her on field.
Yes, you do.
Which sounds obvious, but if you think about it, like with Archaic Petra, she can just pick up the shard. And for example, like if you have like you use Morolani, then you use Shilonen, then you swirl with Sucrose, you don't have Hydro for Xiangling to
Yeah, I mean,
swirl off of.
Personally,
vape off of.
I'm a fucking hater of the Geo Animo team. Like, I understand it, but I really don't like it. And I think the main reason why you like it so much is because you often kill the enemies in 2 E's or in 2 chomps. Because when you do 3 chomps, you just get better results with Candace than with Animo.
Not even just Candace. So in my video yesterday, I actually said I basically said that I wouldn't recommend the Animo like Sucrose or Kazuo for everyone. But I'm actually guessing like a double Geo might actually be popular for casuals for comfy play. Like
Yeah,
it
that's
sounds
fair.
dumb, but like I can see like Shilonen and Zhongli being pretty popular for like an Unga Bunga team.
Yeah, that makes
it's
sense.
basically like Candace with less damage, but you have a shield.
Makes a lot of sense. You could probably have only on Petra too.
Yeah, or
too
yeah.
lazy.
And then you put Instructor on Xiangling, but casual obviously isn't gonna do that. Honestly, overall, yeah, like I said, I don't really see. Even if you have ordered yours left to right on your list, I'm sure in general, like your chat, whoever you've asked, probably would say for what it is. Like obviously, this is like a content sort of tier list sort of thing. You won't get much pushback because, like I said, there's like a almost established strong characters sort of thing. The only thing people would probably debate is like the DPSs after Neuvillette, but honestly, who really cares? Like, I'm sure you had your reasons for putting like certain DPSs in.
Yeah,
but
like Arlecchino's.
you
I
probably
don't think I have to explain Arlecchino too much, but probably.
Yeah, well, not to me.
Like Navia's here because of her ability to just perform better than her DPS says she does.
Oh,
She
I
can
thought you would have put her because she's easy to play and she's she's like shielded and.
That's not. I mean, to some extent, I guess, but that's not the main point.
Okay, so your main point was the.
Like, she front loads her damage really well. She can borrow damage from her next rotation. It makes her a lot easy. Like, it makes her rotations a lot easier to do in practice, and like, it makes it easier for most people to actually get the damage they're supposed to.
Okay, okay, that is a perfect example of the irony because I guess someone would expect me to say that, and for you to say that it was easy, and for me to say that it's because she can like funnel the damage. But actually, it's the other way around. So you like the funnel the damage. I like
Yeah.
the easy to play.
And then
Yeah, I also
Molani's...
recommend her.
Hmm?
I also like, you know, if someone comes into like the YouTube comments or Twitch chat and wants to know if I recommend Navia, the thing of pulling her, yeah, I say she's one of the strongest DPSs. Honestly, like Nilu, even though I'm like a big Nilu main, I don't even know if I consider her like that super strong anymore. I still like her. I still recommend her if people like want to play her, and she still can be strong, but she's kind
Abysses
of
lately have been a lot less AoE, so that's like something that goes against her for sure.
yeah, and they haven't really released like Dendro characters or Hydra characters that work a lot with her. They've kind of like let her sit with what she was good at like a year ago, and then
Yeah.
haven't really done anything with it.
He's just vibing.
Yeah, you could say like stagnating or whatever, and there's been like newer playstyles that have come out that are like the new hype trains, stuff like that, like different reactions sort of thing. So she's less unique. Unique now. It's like Burning's got their own team, like Forward Vape has their own team.
Yeah.
There's a lot more like niches out. She's less unique, I guess.
You make the same argument for Ayaka. You can make a similar argument, but the main difference is that Nilo is stronger in abysses that are not great for her than Ayaka is in abysses that are not great for her.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Like, the only abysses where Nilo feels like truly unplayable are the ones with like tanky cryo shields.
Yeah, well, yeah, because there is like the cryo shield boss, that Coppelius, but you can get by that with the sword if people know about that one. Yeah, but the cryo shields thing, that is the thing.
Like last abyss first side, Nilo's just yikes. Technically, you could do the fucking like burning to shred the shield, but like that's just size of cringe.
Honestly, I probably have cleared with neither one of yours account Lost Abyss. Because a lot of the time I just like stagger the pyro gunner or the cryo gunner, whatever.
The cryo gunner is harder to keep staggered because he's heavier.
Do you really still wait? Okay, honestly, I don't know if I'm making this up, but I feel like you didn't like Baiju.
Yeah, Baiju got a lot stronger with Farina's release. I used to think Baiju was pretty ass, but Farina is pretty much single-handedly gave Baiju like 20 different teams.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, he is popular, but I always thought like it was just because, you know, like.
Is there like a single Baiju team where you play him without Farina? Like, not really. Like, I guess to some extent, some aggravate teams where you just want a healer, but like a lot of people are just gonna play Kirara instead.
Like, I don't want to disrespect him because I think I like him. I know a lot of people like him, but he's kind of just there in a lot of his teams.
Yeah, I mean that's why he didn't end up
like,
making the cut.
He kind of like, I wouldn't say he's like powerful. Like, it's hard to explain it, but he kind of, you know, he's.
But like
he's like
he's
the popular pick.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really. He's not like contributing in like a meaningful way outside of being like a very nice healer and in.
Yeah, but being a nice healer is good enough, honestly. Like he's.
Yeah, but
okay, go ahead.
Technically, your list does say strongest. You know.
It doesn't actually say strongest. It says list.
Okay. The only real team for him is just needed. Well, in that team, he's kind of also. Again, I maybe I'm just not looking at the right in the right perspective right now. But yeah, in general, they just don't put that like the a Dendro healer role like it. There's enough power budget in just that as it is.
Yeah.
Because of like how Dendro is and how healers are with Farina, that he doesn't actually have to do much.
Yeah.
So it's just me. I wouldn't see that as like him being strong or anything. He's kind of because you can look at how quickly like people just hopped from him to Shiloden for Nivilet, but once there was like an actual buffing option there that also heals.
I don't think Shilonen is actually going to be that popular with Nevilet, like for the average player.
Yeah, you have to be careful, man. You make comments like that, the Shilonen mains come after you.
I mean, she doesn't offer resistance to interruption, and the main reason why people play Zhongli or Baiju in the Nevilet team is for that defensive utility.
Yeah, I mean, you got, I would say the same thing. I would also say once you do the Abyss, you will see that why I think Zhongli will still be very popular in this Abyss with the two. There's the consecrated beast on the top half, and then there's the two Geo shield bosses on the bottom half. It's basically
do it now. Okay.
It's a Zhongli Abyss basically, and yeah, I agree. Basically, they've designed the Abyss to like shield res shredders and like hydro DPSs on the top half, but then they're shielding Geo teams or overload teams, but for casual players it's more Geo teams on the bottom half, which means like there's a good chance Navia mains the most popular teammate would be Zhongli, and is it because they want you to play your Geo team on the bottom half, and then but you can still play Navia on the top half obviously, but for people who don't have the biggest rosters, you're probably playing your Geo team on the bottom half, and then on the top half like consecrated beasts. People, like if you look on like Reddit and stuff, there's people raging about those kinds of enemies all the time. That I don't see people playing. I don't see the average player not playing a shield there either. But they have also designed it. It's very clever how they design this Abyss. Like they've put these high res enemies, and I did some calcs. I think like basically they're trying to sell Shilonen and then put non-grouping abysses, so it less incentivized to play Kazuha. It's very clever how they've done it. And then they're like even more pyro resistant, even more electro resistant. So they're kind of trying to sell Shilonen hydro DPS teams very hard.
I see.
I think they had like, what is it, 40% res? I think.
Maybe
or was
I'm
it
not
60?
sure.
40. So it's like Shilonen goes from like her res doing like 25% damage increase to like, what was it, 60? Kazuha is even more, but obviously you would need the grouping less.
Anyway, I think I'm gonna go do the Abyss now. Thank you for dropping
that's
by.
good. That's good. Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna go do some Memory of Chaos as well.
Asia business. Have fun with that.
So overall, I think I hated your list, but
I see.
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's the conclusion.
My bad.
That's the conclusion.
I see. I'll be keeping it to myself next time.
Yeah, I'm sure you care about that opinion of mine very much.
All right, thank you for dropping by.
Yeah, thanks for the chat.
All right.
See you later, guys.
Okay, Asia business. What teams are we gonna play? I kind of want to play Molani. Molani's fun. But I want to play Shilonen on both sides because I want to do this. What do I do here? I guess I just do this. Little cringe, but it is what it is. Yeah. Same two teams. They're fun teams. What do you want me to say, man? Oh, this is a monolith. What the fuck? Bro, whoa!
We shall prevail.
Wait, is he immune to pyro? No, he's not. Okay, we're fine.
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Laid bare.
Play Kanich? I don't want to. Frick you.
You are not welcome here.
Hear my breath.
Frying pan into the fire. Eat this.
Again. Very.
Action at the flame. We shall Boba, get them. You're toast. Carving waves. Amazing.
Beige?
Everybody stand back.
Okay. This abyss felt the easiest out of the recent ones. Well, we'll see how that goes.
Hear my breath. At the frying pan into the fire. Eat this.
Wind strike.
Let's ride. Check this out. That's the one.
Do your work.
Where's the Boba? Get them.
Oh, that's a bit annoying.
Amazing.
One with nature.
Let's light it up. Go in.
Okay. I probably don't need a shield if I'm playing Milani, right? Should be fine. Maybe I'm coping though. We'll have to see. Hmm. Oh wait, it's one at a time? That's insane.
Wind strike.
Carving waves.
Fuck. That's cringe as fuck.
Do your work.
Nice and spicy. Let's ride. Off we go.
Flee. Grant us your blessing.
You're toast. At the frying pan.
Wind strike.
Carving waves. Got this. Action at the flame. The journey
Oh.
is
No! Okay. Maybe Mulani's not the right play, huh? Perhaps. Or maybe we just want to use a shielder. I guess I don't need a shielder on the second side, but I do want to use Zhongli here, so... fine. I'll do this team then. That's not Milani. The fuck is wrong with me? Bro. Do Shao for first side? I want to play Milani.
Taking a turn for the better.
Well, that's annoying. Not having res red here is a little rough, but it'll have to do.
Seems like an emergency.
Fuck! I misclicked.
Remember, health comes first.
Milani with Shalonen? Because I want to use Shalonen on both sides! Maj!
Bring it. Teamwork is dreamwork. Overrule.
Solidify.
Let's light it up. Going in.
Gather. This is order.
Teamwork is strength.
Both your teams want Shalonen and Candace? Yeah, they do! I know! It's annoying!
Mind the side effects. Seems like an emergency.
Does he only do bonus damage to Geo Shield? Yeah, he does. What am I watching? Then this is Genshin Impact in 2024.
Remember,
That's what you're watching.
seems like an emergency.
Wait, there was only one wave? Dude, what?
I will have order.
Everybody stand back.
I fucked up.
Stabilize.
Let the mountain veins boil.
Solidify. Order guide you.
I'm going in.
It's okay though. Alright. Okay, use your business. Did it say challenge failed? Wait. Am I dumb? For a second there, I thought it said challenge failed. Challenge ended, I see. Alright, let's see what we get. Useful! No, I lied. I'll log that, I guess. No. Alright. What about these? Can we get something useful? No? 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 Maybe. Perhaps. Could be useful. All right, let's do another run. Let's do another run. We can do something a little more like this. Shanyan, where are you? Arizon. Arlecchino. Do I still want to play Arlecchino? I do. Arlecchino's my goat. Traverse second side? I don't know. The Legatus Golem is so fucked. I feel like doing it without Donli is kind of running it down. This is just such a fun team. I could do Milani instead of Arlecchino, though. This.
Have fun with this gift. Strike a pose. Let the world come up.
What weapon is he on? Crescent Pike. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's not ideal.
Tears of the storm, shower me with praise. Let my name Stray cloud converge. Forest, lament, tear. Worthless, tear. Worthless. Tear. Worthless.
What weapon is Farazan on? Sharpshooter's Oath. I hate this game, man. I really do. Just give her elegy. I don't give a shit. No, we should give her 5.
Have fun with this gift. Yoo-hoo! Time to shine. Seize the
Oh, I
sky.
missed my fucking energy, but it is what it is, I guess.
Worthless. Tear. Worthless. Tear. Dare to mess with me? Truth repeats itself. Strike a pose. Let my name echo in song. Make way for the useless. Disappear. Tear. Worthless. Tear. Worthless. Tear.
Beige. Such a bad emote. I agree, it's a bad emote. Sorry.
Nice and spicy. Your toast. Carving waves. Surf's up. Epic wave. Need a surfboard?
Stabilize.
Booba, get them. Eat this. Let's ride. Amazing. Surf's up.
Gather.
Go.
Bring it.
Nice and spicy. Amazing. Surf's up.
Solidify.
At the frying pan. Carving waves. Off we go.
I will have order. Stabilize.
Check this out. Best of luck.
Man, I don't have enough ER on Changling. It's fucking cringe.
Tears of the storm, shower me with praise. Time to shine. Seize the sky. Forest, lament.
Lament! don't want to use ults, man.
Dare to mess with me? Have fun with
I
this.
can use that one, I guess.
Evil conquering, worthless, here.
Well, this was awful. I shouldn't have done that. I'll try that again, because that was bad. I finished without my ult. I don't want to do that. That's not good.
Tears of the storm. Show me the way. Let the world come.
Strike cloud converge. Force disappear.
Fuck.
Worthless. Here.
Truth repeats itself. Let my name echo in song.
Make way for the evil conquering. Worthless.
Whatever.
Solidify. This is order.
Let engraved names echo. Nice and spicy. Eat this. Carving waves.
Stabilize.
Oh,
Order guide you.
this is not good.
Hear the echoes of the valley.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire. Amazing. Let's shred,
Gather. This is order.
It'll do.
Have fun with this gift. Show any with praise. Time to shine.
Seize the skies. Lament. Here. Here. Worthless. Worthless.
Make way for the truth repeats its course.
Disappear.
Oh, crit.
Stabilize. I will have order. Gather.
Let the mountains veins boil.
Eat this. Nice and spicy. Carving waves. Check this out. Best of luck.
No! Fuck.
Solidify. Order guide you.
Let engraved names echo.
Bring it. Stabilize.
Booba, get them. You're toast.
I guess we just need 3 rotations.
Let's shred, Starkey.
What am I doing?
Out of the frying pan.
This is order.
Bring it. Let the mountains veins boil.
Eat this. Booba, get them.
Gather.
Carving waves.
Well, it is what it is, I guess. this definitely is cringe. I will say that with confidence. This is a cringe abyss. For sure. Omega cringe. The Legatus Golem is just a really shitty enemy. Too easy. I don't think it's too easy. I don't think it's too hard. But
Thank you for completing.
I don't know, man. Why is the boss so fucking tanky, man? But the first half is so squishy that you're fine. So it is what it is. Anyway, chat, should we talk about the Archon quest? I haven't talked about it yet. The Archon quest was honestly Act 3 was really disappointing. Act 3 was like just straight up awful. Like, it was not fun, it was not good, it was... I don't have positive things to say about it. At all. It started out fine, but yeah, no, there was way too much yapping. Act 4... Act 4 was fine, but I don't think it's the best. Like, I don't think it did that well, all things considered. I had seen very, like, positive things about it before. And I don't think I necessarily agree. I think... Yeah, like, story-wise, Act 4 was kind of lacking.
Take a break after all that.
But for the first time in a long time, it felt like the Archon quest was an actual video game quest rather than a fucking TV show. Like... Story-wise, I don't really have too much to say about Act 4. It was fine, but it wasn't, like, outstanding. But they actually, like, made a quest that had actual gameplay for the first time in a long time, which was nice. I liked that a lot. I'm still really disappointed by what they did with the conflict. Like, I thought the setup for the conflict was really good. But they... There was a potential for an interesting conflict between prioritizing culture at a higher risk versus sacrificing culture to mitigate that risk. But then they started adding some fucking bullshit, like... that made it so that there was a clear answer. They effectively made it so that Capitano was just wrong outright, which I thought was really a really boring way to handle that conflict. Like, everything fell into place too neatly, and it made the conflict feel insignificant and unnecessary. And that saddens me. He was kind of right, but like, the text heavily implies that Moeka's right when she says that like one of the consequences of Capitano's plan is that people are just basically gonna get dementia. Like they're gonna get lobotomized. They're gonna like develop cognitive issues, and like they're basically not gonna be able to function anymore. Because that's something that Moeka brings up that's never refuted, and that the Traveler seems to believe. And like, if that line wasn't there, the conflict would be more interesting. But like, that line is there, and so like, yeah, Capitano's just wrong. Real talk, I'd rather be dead than have dementia. Not fun at all. Yeah. Like, I haven't experienced it myself, but I have been in close proximity to my dad in the final stages of his brain cancer, and like, at some point death comes as a blessing. Anyways, all of this to say, I think the conflict would have been a lot more interesting if they actually stuck to Capitano's initial motivations and didn't just like muddy the water with bullshit.
Yeah, let's rest here for
Chat. I'm considering changing my avatar to Shalonen. Why? Honestly, because the VA's fucking goated. Like, the Shalonen VA really is fucking goated. But Arlecchino's VA is kind of goated too, so I don't know. It's hard. I'll stick to Arlecchino for now, but maybe we'll swap to Shalonen eventually. Dea's too. I have Dea's name card though, so like that's good enough. Et tu me dois encore 50 piastres. English VA, yeah. seen that Shalona video where she wall skates in circles around Fountain Land? Yeah, I have. Wait, let's go do it. Will I be able to do it? I don't even know. Shoal.
Bring it.
Shoal. Press spacebar while you're doing it? Bro, ain't no fucking... Oh, I see. Yeah, that's kind of goated.
Bring it.
Can you talk about how they missed their chance with Capitano and made him as generic as possible in terms of Genshin lore? Yeah, okay. I don't know how I feel about, and obviously spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, then here's your warning. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about Capitano being Conrian. I'm kind of disappointed. Especially because he's not even, like, an important Conrian. He was just, like, a guy. Like, how boring is that?
Bring it.
Really? Nice. I don't think he's just a guy, but he kind of is just a guy, though. Dude, okay. That's kind of fucked, dude. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for the day. Tomorrow, we will properly look at more Cheska leakers, do some team calcs maybe. So yeah. 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 Oh yeah, we'll start setting up the meta roundup submissions as well. Alright, bye-bye!